I'm alone, so you'll do a single.
Yeah.
Okay. So you let me know when you are ready. You're good, eh?
Yes.
So good afternoon. I called you here so that I can issue a statement on the university staff industrial action that has been going on for quite some time. Since the onset of the industrial action by university staff unions in September, the government has demonstrated commitment towards expeditious and meaningful resolution of the concerns raised by the staff unions. This union industrial action was premised on the following disputes. Number one, the payment of the second tranche of arrears for the 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreements. Number two, commencing the negotiations of the 2025-2029 collective bargaining agreement. And number three, the implementation of the 2017-2021 bargaining agreements. The government has honored all payments due under the 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreements. Out of a total of 9.76 billion for that bargaining agreement, the first tranche of Kenya shillings 4.3 billion and the second tranche of 2.73 billion have already been released, and the balance of 2.73 billion is due to be released in the next financial year as scheduled under that CBA. The negotiations for the 2025-2029 collective bargaining agreement is already underway. The unions and the universities have both presented their offers and counter-offers, which are now the subject of ongoing negotiations. Regarding the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreements, the unions had asserted that the outstanding sum was Kenya shillings 7.94 billion, while the SRC advised the government that the balance was 624 million shillings. Due to these divergent positions, it was deemed necessary to undertake an objective verification exercise through a comprehensive review of payroll data of all universities in Kenya, the public universities. This exercise returned an outstanding figure of 7.76 billion as the outstanding figure. Following this exercise, the government initially offered to pay this 7.6 billion in three phases, being 2.1 billion in phase 1 and 2.8 billion in each of the last two phases. The unions, on the other hand, demanded a one-off payment and rejected this government offer. In further compromise yesterday, the government offered to pay the verified balance of 7.76 billion in two phases. Earlier today, the leadership of the university staff unions have unfortunately communicated their rejection of this government's offer. This position is regrettable, given that most of the concerns raised by the unions have been fully addressed, and a roadmap for addressing the remaining one has been presented with obvious goodwill and compromise on the part of the government. We therefore appeal to the university staff their sense of patriotism and duty of care to our students that they should resume work in their respective universities and allow an opportunity for constructive negotiations towards a mutually acceptable and sustainable solution. We have directed the Interpublic Universities Council's Consultative Forum of the Federation of Kenya Employers to continue discussions with the unions to resolve the pending matter. In the meantime, we commend the students from across our public universities for their patience during this period. We urge them to remain patient as we work to ensure that operations resume in our universities soon. Thank you. Mkona maswali? You okay? Yes.
Regarding the payment of the pending monies into tranches, the issue the lecturers had was that it will go all the way to 2028.
The two tranches would go to 2027, to the financial year 26-27. Half was to be paid immediately, and then the other half financial year 26-27, which is July next year. So they are to get an immediate payment upon signing a return to work formula in the first supplementary, because this is an amount that arises out of an historical debt of 2017-2021. It is not therefore possible for it to have been budgeted for. Once it is agreed of the payment method, then we would look for that money in the supplementary of this financial year 25-26, so that the second batch is factored in the budget for financial year 26-27, which is in July next year. So this is the period that the issues we are dealing with.
Also, the other issue was regarding the promissory way that the government has been dealing with such kind of arguments. And then the government ends up not owning the budget.
As we speak, there is no promissory that has not been honored. As I indicated during the CBA of 21-25, where there was a figure of 9.76, it was agreed that 4.3 billion be paid immediately, and it was. And the 2.7 billion that was to be paid in August this year was paid in September this year, difference of a month or a month and a half. And so therefore there is now promissory that is outstanding between the unions and the universities. So this particular administration has taken the steps to ensure that whatever is outstanding to the unions, to the staff, is actually sorted out. We are not taking the position of kicking the can down the road. We are dealing with the issues as we are facing them. We get, like now, these are 2017-2021 issue that we've made a decision that we need to deal with it and solve it within the next 1 year. Because if they were to receive this money in November, then the balance was going to be received in July and would have sorted that issue out. The CBA for 25-29 is being negotiated. So there's no promissory note there because we've not agreed on what the amount should be. Once that is done, then we'll agree on how to settle it. That's the status currently. So it is not true that the government has made a promissory note which they have not met so far as we speak today. And we've shown goodwill by virtue of the fact that we've paid those arrears consistently to ensure that we bring the unions and the funds up to date. Because again, issues of the CBAs that are paid in arrears bring financial challenges because of budgetary limitations. Because now we have not budgeted for that figure, we have to look for it. But if we negotiate early, we have the figures early, then we factor them into the budget forward looking. That's where we are. All right?
One more question here. There's a feeling among the lecturers that they are not a priority. They are citing other government programs, including the economic empowerment programs, where they are seeing millions and billions of money being given to Kenyans. For themselves, when they asked, they were saying they were putting an instance where 20 billion has been given during the president's Western tour. Then they're only asking for 7.9 billion. Are they a priority?
Let me not respond to that question because I have no data as to how much money has been offered to Western, but state that governments operate on budgets. We factor the figures, the amounts that are due into the budget of the ministry, and we pay once it is in the budget. You negotiate a CBA, you agree on the figure, that figure then is budgeted for. What we are dealing with here is a 2017-2021 CBA, which had not been agreed the figure and therefore was not budgeted for in this ministry for financial year 25-26. It's actually very straightforward. Now, without us factoring into the budget, we'll need to get a way of getting those resources to pay them. And that's why we were saying we'll look at other vote heads and see where do we get this 50% for this supplementary, pay them so that they know that we are serious about our commitments. Then we factor the balance into the financial year 26-27, which then gets paid. So the question of it being a priority, of them being a priority, cannot be true because the figures that are agreed are factored into the budget. The 2017-2021 CBA figure of 7.9 was not budgeted anywhere because it had not been agreed. And you realize they were talking about 7.9, the government was talking about 624. When they did the verification, it came to 7.7. So there was an issue of what figure is payable. And once the government confirmed that this is the figure payable, we did not shy away. We came forward and said, can we settle this in 2 installments?
How low is the government perhaps willing to bend to bring this stalemate to an end? Because from what the lecturers seem to have is a firm stand of the money being released.
Yes, you know, in negotiations, ladies and gentlemen, you can't take a position and not move. You have to give in a little, the other side gives in a little so that you can reach an agreement. That is the essence of negotiations. So what we are saying, we have asked the universities to come together, call the unions, sit again and renegotiate and see how far they can go to settle this as soon as possible because our students are suffering. Thank you. Asanteni sana. Did you want something on exams, by the way? You want an update on exams? All right. This week, the country entered an important phase in the academic calendar with the administration of the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment, KPSEA, and the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment, KJSEA, which commenced on Monday, 27th October 2025, and ended on 29th of October 2025, while KJSEA continues until Monday, 3rd November 2025. The Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE examinations, which began on 21st of October 2025 and is progressing smoothly with candidates finalizing their oral and practical components today, will start their main theory papers on Monday, 3rd of November 2025. These examinations are running concurrently in all the 47 counties, with candidates reporting and sitting assessments without significant challenges or disruptions. The Ministry of Education has put in place robust mechanisms to ensure seamless administration of examinations. Working in close collaboration with the Ministry of Interior and National Administration and our field education officers, we have mobilized 342,687 contracted personnel consisting of center managers, invigilators, supervisors, and security officers. The multi-agency effort ensures effective distribution, receipt, storage, and administration of examination and assessment materials. In areas affected by rains and difficult terrain, alternative logistics, including localized distribution routes, contingency storage facilities, and priority access support, have been deployed to ensure no learner misses their papers due to weather-related challenges. Examination integrity remains a core priority for the government. To this end, enhanced security features, strict dispatch and collection timelines, digital monitoring systems, and strengthened accountability protocols have been deployed. We are aware of attempts by some people to circulate counterfeit papers through online platforms. I wish to assure the country that these materials are fake and ineffective in misleading candidates. Those who attempt to compromise examination integrity will face the full force of the law. Learners are urged to remain focused on their honest preparation. Academic success must never be attained through shortcuts. We appreciate the support of parents, guardians, teachers, and school communities in ensuring that learners arrive at examination centers prepared and calm. All county and sub-county officials have also been directed to 1. Monitor learners' welfare, 2. Respond promptly to any emerging challenges, 3. Ensure a conducive environment for the examination administration. We are grateful for the continued dedication of these officers and for the future of our children. To give clarity to the nation, KPSEA and KJSEA results will be released in the month of December 2025, and KCSE results will be released in January 2026. This will allow comprehensive marking, moderation, and validation to uphold the credibility of our assessment systems. As we progress to the second week of this national exercise, the government remains fully committed to zero tolerance to examination irregularities, equal opportunities for every learner regardless of region, strengthening public trust in national assessments and examinations. These examinations and assessments are not just a rite of passage, they are a gateway to human development, social mobility, and national prosperity. I urge our candidates to remain confident and diligent. The future that they seek depends on the integrity and resilience that they show today. To all the stakeholders across the country, I wish to continue working together to safeguard the credibility of our education system for this generation and generations to come. Thank you. Asante, and that's the update for the exams so far.